Hello, welcome you guys. Welcome to On Your Mind podcast. I am your host, Melissa de Loera, and I hope you guys are having such an amazing day, whether it's Tuesday, Wednesday, the weekend, whatever day it is. I truly hope you're enjoying it to the fullest. And such a random thought, such a random side of everything. But I'm currently sitting down and I never realized how big this chair is. I feel like two of me fit in here. I'm sitting down crisscrossed into everything. And two, I am currently sitting in some sweats, just some cozy socks, as well as a hoodie. And I just thought, whoa, I feel so cozy as I was sitting here. And it just made me think how I love the fact that I could relay message to you guys and just be in my most coziest state of mind. I love that so much. Just so random, I know. But for today's episode, we are actually going to be talking about finding yourself after losing yourself. So just kind of recreating and the journey to your self-worth. I love this topic so much because I feel like we could all relate some way, somehow, whether we feel lost, whether we want some change, or even then just for character development. I feel like this is a really good topic. So before we do, go ahead and jump into this episode. Let's go ahead and cue the intro music. All right, you guys. So I definitely want to start off today's episode by saying how I don't think we actually truly find ourselves. I feel like we kind of create ourselves. And what I mean by that is we get the option to choose who we want to be in this lifetime. And there's just so many options. I know that could be so scary, overwhelming, and also just kind of have us feeling lost. Although all those feelings do come with this, I will say I feel like there's such a beauty in getting to wake up every single day, you choosing yourself, whether you try again and again and again to recreate yourself. I just feel like actually taking the positive outcome of that and seeing the beauty in you getting to create yourself to whoever that may be. It's such a beautiful thing. So on that note, I can recall a time in a life period where I felt very lost. And in this time, I felt lost because I was working a 9-to-5 at this time. I know that work environment was super toxic to the point where I was wearing multiple hats. I was underpaid. I was always working, staying late, and also just kind of the abuse that came with having a very toxic boss. I just found myself crying in my car after a shift, a long one at that, and I felt just very destroyed. And I kind of made that my identity of just going to work, going through the waves of it, going home and feeling sad. And that just became my lifestyle. And this was way before I even entered the world of entrepreneurship or anything like that. And my mindset was just so different. And I was so devoted because I thought, you have to give your all to a job. And I just recall feeling so lost. I didn't know who I was, and I just always knew I wanted more. So one day after a shift, I just had a big breakdown in my car. And I remember calling up a friend, and they would tell me just quit. It basically consumed my life of a negative rain cloud over my head. So my friend just told me to quit, and I felt very no, I can't. I love to have, a backup plan. That's just kind of how I worked at that time. So after that phone call, I really processed it, and I was like, this has become my routine of just feeling sad every day. And as someone who constantly thinks about how short life genuinely is and one must enjoy it to the fullest, I then realized how I don't want this. This doesn't serve me. I'm feeling lost, and I want to basically recreate myself and realize this is not the reality I want for myself. So I know fear, as well as kind of just feeling lost and kind of an identity crisis, can happen whenever there's just a big change in a period of our life where it has us questioning certain things. So I know we could all relate, whether it's the same or different. I know even I've heard stories of, kind of adapting motherhood into your personality. That's like a whole story within itself. But, we kind of tend to make certain things in our lives our identity, whether we're a wife, whether we're a mother, whether we work for a certain job, we make that a sense of our identity. So once I kind of shift over my mindset, instead of crying, to no, we're going to do something about this. You know your worth. You know you deserve so much in this lifetime. What can we do? So after doing some searching and just kind of getting in tune with myself of who do I want to be, who do I want to create myself as, it took some time, but I actually came across something that I feel like is really good to share with you guys, and it's called the Wheel of Life. And what that really is and includes is the Wheel of Life is such as your career, as well as your relationships, your health, your finance, your personal growth. It's like a self-reflection type of thing in categorizing all the things and aspects that makes your whole entire life. But it's a self-reflection, and I know with me, the way I would even do that, as far as, let's stay with my career. So you kind of do a reality check of how am I at this very moment, taking a look at my surroundings. Where am I at in my career? So writing that prompt back in the day, it was basically me saying, I overwork all the time. I work double shifts. I am underpaid. I feel tired all the time for even things outside of work. I am constantly drained and find myself crying. So that it would be the reality of what my job in my career is at that time. So then you go ahead and write down, what do I envision my career to be? So this is where, my creativity kind of sparked, and I'm like, I want to be my own boss. Even if I work from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. as an entrepreneur, I prefer that than working for anyone. I want to have my own social media management company, as well as helping with construction and housing. So just being very direct, I started building myself as a career, and I went down the whole list of this Wheel of Life in regards to my finances and how that looks, as well as my personal growth. So even going on the health part of that aspect, at that time, I was so unhealthy because I didn't make time for, cooking meals, making sure I'm getting the right nutrients and hitting the gym, just because that consumed most of my day. So if I was to do the Wheel of Life in regards to health at that time, it would be, I don't go to the gym. I find myself constantly eating out or barely even eating in the day for how busy I am with work. I try to make it to the gym, but even then it's hard, and I honestly don't put as much effort. So that would be kind of my health at that time period in my life. And now thinking about it, it's so crazy because the gym is like a big, huge part of my life. So in regards to me basically writing down, well, what do I want my health to look like? And that would be, I am hitting the gym 6 times a week, as well as getting the nutrients and the protein to reach my fitness goal. And I find myself cooking most of my meals. So you just kind of have to talk in a very present moment type of thing when it comes to that. And I really like the Wheel of Life because, like I said, it genuinely breaks down every single part of your life that we tend to kind of forget in the back burner. Now, a reminder, this does not happen overnight. I know we will want to create this list because I am guilty of that and just want to tackle every single one at once. But I definitely recommend choosing 2 to about 3 of those and just focusing on those bit by bit and working on yourself, because I feel like if we try to tackle it all at once, personally me, that will give me a sense of just feeling overwhelmed. And that's where we stop ourselves from moving forward and just being back into our comfort zone. There is this quote I really like as well that says, make today hard and tomorrow will be easy, or make today easy and tomorrow will be hard. And I feel like that goes perfect with that, because it's just a reminder that whenever you're going through the hard, like it's not always going to be easy. But slowly and slowly, as you are doing that hard work, it slowly starts getting easier. And what I really like about that, so there's actually a study that it takes 66 days for a new behavior to turn authentic. So just kind of automatic. And what I like about that, it's the fact that, you take something that is so new to you and it's hard at the time, kind of adjusting to the new behaviors you are wanting to create into yourself. But after that 66 time period, those people then started seeing that it's just authentically a part of who they are. So that does tend to make us ask, what is stopping us from progress? And what that usually is, it's the old version of ourselves holding us back, the fear of the new. And I know a way that really helped me with my self-doubt and just kind of staying in the same instead of progressing was me working on truly believing myself and who I am and my self-worth. So I know I would tend to ask people for, hey, what do you think about this picture? Hey, what do you think about this video edit? Or different things like that in that aspect. And then I realized I need to stop doing that and really make decisions right then and there, ask no one for help, and really believe in my own craft, really believe in myself that I am capable to be the person I want to be. And you start an energetic field of just way different things instead of self-doubting and not sure of yourself. There's just a lot of respect that does come with that, I will say. But as well as it's just, being so comfortable in who you are and realizing that at the end of the day, everyone's journey is so different. A lot of self-doubt can come from us kind of comparing ourselves to the other person. But once you kind of realize that, that's just kind of how life is. Everyone's journey is super different. And I actually really have come to love that. And I like to hear about other people's journeys and just how different. And I know we're not all like cookie cutter. We're not all supposed to be the same. So it makes it easier and not really comparing yourself to the person next to you. And this is my most favorite part. And this is where you shed the old you, the old identity you had for yourself. And this creates room for the new you and who you want to create and who you truly are. I'm not going to say who you want to be, because I feel like everything we want is truly inside of us. And once you believe you are that, that's where you start kind of bringing it into fruition and bringing it into your reality. Because I realized once I went through the whole wheel of life, I started implementing the health I wanted, the career I wanted, the relationships I wanted. I started actually going towards that and realizing that's where my magnetic field changed, and I believed I was worthy of all that, and I started projecting it into the world, and it's like, okay, you are deserving of that. You are right. So I feel like that really helps, just shedding the old version of you, and that just kind of creates this whole new space to become whoever you want to be. And that's just kind of the thing where the old version of you no longer aligns with who you are currently. And I feel like we could all relate with that. And that's why I do want you to pay attention to the times you feel lonely or you feel a bit lost or you're craving something new. I feel like that's our body telling us that our old selves no longer serves who we currently are. Let's go ahead and figure that out. Because I know with me personally, the whole party scene and just going out with friends and just putting yourself in certain environments, I realized, whoa, this is not who I want to be. I realized that the old person I was is not attached to who I currently am. And that's honestly a beautiful journey of just even being able to see the different evolutions of yourself, just shedding that off and actually truly believing in yourself and what you truly deserve. Now, before I do end today's episode, I do want to end it on a quote that I really love, and that goes, "How do you expect new beginnings if you don't create space for them? End cycles, let people go, let go of an old mindset, create space." I want you guys, whether you replay that again and really soak that in and think about your reality, your will of life, and how you truly envision yourself. Because although you have lost your old self, I feel like that's the biggest sign to recreate yourself and create that space to be truly who you want to be. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. Like I said, I feel like this resonates whether you are feeling a bit lost or you're just wanting to feel something new, or you feel like the old version of you no longer suits who you're currently trying to be. I know that the Wheel of Life definitely has helped me so many times, time and time again. And even till this day, I will randomly go through that and just make sure that I am still aligned with who I want to be and just kind of my morals of life and what I truly believe in. I feel like it's good to just sometimes touch base with that. But other than that, you guys, thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you for tuning in. I would also love to hear your guys' feedback, whether it is this episode or any future episodes that you guys want me to touch base on. I love hearing from each and every one of you. But other than that, thank you so much. I will see you guys next Tuesday, and don't forget to stay mindful. Bye, guys.